After a tough loss in week 4 to Amel and his Petron, we come into this week 0-4. Very, very dire situation right now. We need to win 4 in a row to have even any chance of making playoffs. The standings are looking good though. We'll start talking about the standings next week. But today we're playing Tera Price, good friend of mine in week number 5 of the BBR. If you're excited for today's video, make sure to like the video and subscribe if you have not already. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers this year and would really appreciate if you could help me get there. So let's talk about the matchup that we have this week. He has Iron Valiant, Samurott Hisuian form, Dragonite, Metagross, Sandy Shocks, Zarude, Typhlosion, Hisui, Serena, Braviary Hisui, which is his Terramon as a flying or electric type, Ursaring, and Swalot. Swalot, a Pokemon we had in the GBU, but I don't think we're going to be worried too much about that Pokemon this week. So let's talk about the big threats on Tera's team. The Metagross is, I think, going to be the biggest threat this week. I really don't have a good response to Metagross that fits well on a lot of compositions. I do have Bronzong, which, is a decent check to it and does a lot to stop it defensively, but can't really pressure it back in any meaningful way, and doesn't really accomplish much else in the rest of the matchup. It kind of gets picked off by something like the Samurott Hisui, allows us to root in for free, maybe decent against Iron Valiant depending on the set, but he could easily just run Choice Spec Shadow Ball in this matchup and then just blow my Pokemon away. Iron Valiant, though, that is the #1 overall pick on his team, and that is the big threat this week. Iron Valiant is one of the most difficult Pokemon to switch into in Draft League right now, just due to the fact that it can run such a wide variety of sets, and booster speed being just the ability to be a Choice Scarfer with the full access in the moveset is very, very problematic. Luckily, I do have Clefable on my team though, and unless he's Choice Specs Moonblast, I can live any hit twice, and I do have a move to one-hit KO it in response, so that'll be good. We do have that problem sorted out. Otherwise, the big worries for this matchup are Sandy Shocks does a great job of keeping my Raging Bolt in check, and then Dragonite is just a really, really good priority mon in this matchup to take over some of my speed options like Cyclizar, Meowscarada, and Jet Punch from Palafin. So enough talking about the matchup, let's get right into the team. Palafin this week is a bulk up set. It's a win condition set this week. We've had a lot of kind of middling lure, kind of progressive sets in the last few weeks. This week we're going all in win condition. Punching Glove to play around some of the common Rocky helmets we expect to see. I expect to see one from something like the Zarude or the Serena this week. We have 228 Adamant, and the reason we have this is the only real calc that I can hit this week is to get multi-skill D-Knight at +1 with Ice Punch if it has no investment. So that's the only really calc that gets changed a lot by the set this week at Adamant. And then we have some extra bulk to take some hits from something like the Zarude, the Serena, and the Iron Valiant if it's physical. Not, that's why it's going to be in the defense this week. Not super useful, but, always a potential to come up in this matchup. Meowscarada this week, it's going to be pretty similar to most weeks. It's going to be a heavy-duty boost, just a standard threat to set up hazards and put a lot of damage with knockoff and triple axle. This week, Jolly 200 speed outspeeds all Iron Valiant sets, and while we don't have a flower trick to hit that, Triple Axle should do the job just fine there. 192 attack also guarantees a OHKO on 252 HP Serena, so don't really have any reason to have any more attack than that, so the rest can go into the bulk for this week. We have Assault Vest, the Raging Bolt this week. A lot of requirements here on the defensive side for Raging Bolt in this matchup. We have 252 HP, 72 special defense. That allows us to live 2 Earth Powers guaranteed from Timid Sandy Shocks. We also have 36 defense as well, as that allows us to live +1 Adamant, D-Knight, Earthquake, and Adamant Choice by Metagross from full. Not something that can come up often, but a little bit of extra investment for that, always worth it. 16 speed here just to protect against common speed creeps that could be targeting 0 speed on Raging Bolt this week, as it's kind of evident that this is going to have to play a defensive role. And then modest 132 special attack just as a way to maximize damage output while taking these hits to open up our Palafin endgame. Clefable is our Iron Valiant check this week. 252 HP, 180 defense allows me to live 2 Poison Jabs from any Iron Valiant set besides Choice Band, and then 20 special attack allows me to always OHKO Iron Valiant that has 60 HP EVs. I expect 60 HP EVs because that's the speed creep that he can target in this matchup. So I'm calculating for that, and it's a very, very low investment to get that. The rest of the EVs go into special defense just to make this a better way to handle mixed Iron Valiant. As I said, the only way that Iron Valiant really punishes this set is if it's Choice Specs, and if it's Choice Specs, it's a little bit easier to check with the rest of my team. We finally get to bring our Tera Captain this week, Cyclizar Tera Normal Life Orb with the Regenerator, just as a way to deal a lot of damage. It's got a really good speed tier in this matchup and can abuse Double Edge and continue my opponent's team to full effect. We have Rapid Spin to remove hazards. We have U-Turn just to continue to use this to get some momentum, bring in something like the Palafin to get that big boy form off, or get in the Meowscarada to deal massive damage with knockoff. Then we have the Double Edge. That's our big damaging move this week with the Tera Normal. Just nukes so much of his team. And then we have the knockoff here just as a way to pressure something like the Metagross, which might be a common initial switch into this Pokemon. Last Pokemon on the builder is Rocky Helmet Okidogi. He's got a lot of physical Pokemon that are going to be easy for this Pokemon to switch in on, like the Samurott, the Serena, the Zarude. Really good Pokemon defensively to handle those. Knockoff Ice Punch. We have Poison Fang this week. This was a shout out to Amel here with this idea, just as a way to guarantee a poison at some point in the game on something on his team. Maybe something like the Iron Valiant trying to get aggressive switching in. Maybe something like the D-Knight trying to get aggressive. Doesn't get anything on the Metagross, of course, which is the biggest problem, but could also hit the Sandy Shocks as well. So poison there just to get, guarantee some toxics around and open up that Palafin endgame. And then low sweep is a really interesting move to just lower my opponent's speed as they switch in. So if he tries to get aggressive on something like a knockoff or an obvious low sweep or close combat, the low sweep will lower the speed. And if this is something on something like Iron Valiant and he switches in booster speed to get aggressive and I hit the low sweep, that allows me to then come in with something like the Cyclizar or the Meowscarada to get the revenge kill. So that's the team. Let's get right into the battle. Before we get into the battle this week, two things I want to shout out quickly. One, I want to give a shout out to the people who helped build this week, OG Albina and Amel specifically. Very much appreciate the help they had for me this week as I was getting back from vacation. And then big shout out to the tournament I am running. Emerald Open is back for the 4th installment this year of ADV Gen 3 Draft League. Super excited for that. If you haven't checked it out already from my previous video, or you don't know what it is, link to that in the description down below to the Discord server and the sign up link. Super excited for that tournament. It's a great tournament every year. Would love to see you there. All right, we are in the battle against T-Row. T-Row has brought Iron Valiant, Samurott, Hisuian, Metagross, Sandy Shocks, which is kind of surprising. I didn't really expect Sandy Shocks to actually come in this matchup. Braviary, Hisui, and the Serena. So my plan is always going to be to lead with the Meowscarada here, because that leads the best against the Metagross, and leading against Metagross well here is particularly important. This was actually a matchup I was considering leading Palafin against, because a lot of his common leads actually get answered by the Okidogi effectively, and getting a situation where I can switch into Okidogi from Palafin is my most likely way to get this thing into the big boy form. But I think we have to lead Meowscarada because we really have to protect against that Metagross lead. That Metagross lead is really problematic for me to deal with. If he leads Metagross, then I'm just going to knock off. If he leads anything else, we're clicking U-turn and we're going somewhere else. So let's see what happens here. Good luck. Have fun to T-Row. This is a really big game in terms of the season. We still technically have an okay shot at making playoffs. There's a lot of 1-3s in the season right now, which is kind of huge. This is interesting. So I don't actually have Flower Trick on this set this week. I do have Triple Axle, and he isn't booster of any kind. So Triple Axle is definitely a kill. Flower Trick is probably a kill from this set as well. So I don't think there's like any possibility he has of being able to stay in with this Pokemon. I do have to write things down here, so give me a second to do that. So I think I could Triple Axle, but I kind of just want to. I guess I don't have a reason to not Triple Axle here. I mean, what does he do to play around Triple Axle? It could be like Rindo or something. I'm just going to Triple Axle. Let's get some damage here. He's going to stay in. I'm going to get the Protean off, and that's going to do a decent amount of damage. And that's going to put him at about 10%-ish, and he's just going to get a Thunder Wave off. So this Thunder Wave is actually really frustrating to have to take here early. But getting big damage on Sandy Shocks here I think is actually well worth the trade, and I do actually get a free knockoff on this turn. I could elect to U-turn, and this is still like a decent way to check the Metagross, and I still have decent ways to get damage on it. The end game with Bulk Up Jet Punch is still very powerful against Metagross, and I do have Life Orb knockoff up Cyclizar to open that up still too here. So I kind of expect the Volt Switch maybe. Nah, he might preserve this for later. I think I'm just going to U-turn actually. As he gets his Stealth Rocks up, that's perfectly fine. I do have Rapid Spin. If I get the U-turn and he's still alive here and I get my Cyclizar into Rapid Spin, that'd be really good. That's not great to get paralyzed there. Not really happy about that. I think I just have to repeat the same play here. If he gets up another hazard, then I think I kind of have to accept that. And that does a lot of damage. I really need this U-turn. Okay, perfect. This is actually great. This is great. This is actually the perfect scenario, because now I get to bring in Cyclizar here, and I get to get my Rapid Spin off against his Pokemon. Does he have a Ghost type? What was his last? Oh, Braviary. So he doesn't have a Ghost type. That's good. Yeah, he does not have a Ghost type here, which means I definitely get a free Rapid Spin off here, which is super important. And then I'm going to be able to get a fast U-turn, protecting against a lot of Scarfers in this scenario. So really, really big here to get this spin off. We've dealt with the Sandy Shocks. We've taken a lot of damage on our Meowscarada, which really just isn't good. Yeah, we really didn't want to take all the damage against the, what's it called, against the Sandy Shocks. Maybe we could have, U-turned out, but I think going for Triple Axle was the right play there, because we've managed to get into a scenario where Hazard should be down for most of the game. Obviously, Spikes is still going to be a problem because of the Samurott, but we have a lot of good ways to play around Samurott, and he doesn't have a great switch into this, to be honest. He can go into Metagross here, but he's got to catch a knockoff here, or a big Life Orb U-turn. If he goes into something, he goes into Power World. Okay, Power World is going to take this Rapid Spin. We're going to get to learn if this is Rocky Helmet. That's going to be important to know here. We do see the Rocky Helmet here, and I am Life Orb. So the question here is, do I want to U-turn to take Rocky Helmet plus Life Orb? And the answer is no. The answer is just that's just unnecessary to take that sort of HP here from this position. So I'm just going to get up on out of here, get into my Okie Dokie. He could make a double here, predicting my switch, because I think it's very unlikely I U-turn here. And we're not going to know until this next turn, because I'm assuredly faster. But getting this thing in will be super, super nice. And he's going to U-turn. Getting a U-turn here is really good, because that's going to get more damage on the Rocky Helmet here. Now this does open up Metagross, and that is a problem. I don't like him getting the Metagross here, because he does have a free Earthquake into my team. Now what's nice is my Raging Bolt does actually live EQ from that thing if it's Adamant Choice banded. I could see Iron Valiant coming out here. I could see Sandy Shocks. I think if he goes Metagross, my likely play, I think, has to be to sack off the Meowscarada at this point. I don't think I have really another good option besides going for that play. I don't think he can bring his setup set this week, because I do have Skeledirge on my team, so it'd be really difficult for him to leverage something like that. He could go Braviary here, actually. He does go Braviary. So that is going to be a little scary, but Raging Bolt should do a really good job of taking a lot of hits from this thing. Modest Life Orb Tinted Lens, like... Oh, that's the Psychic. Like, Hurricane is potentially doing a lot here. But my Raging Bolt, I think, is a good answer into this. And it's really, really hard for him to switch into... Really hard for him to switch into Sandy Shocks here. I guess not with the amount of HP he's at. He's probably free to sack another Volt Switch and try to get extra damage. But if he's Terra Flying, Modest, Tinted Lens Life Orb, he does have a 64.5% chance to a KO, but the Thunderclap is going to deal massive damage. And he is actually Terra Electric. Okay. So it's actually pretty good for me in my Raging Bolt set here, as I'm going to be able to manage basically most of the hits this thing wants to go for. And he's going to miss the Hurricane. Okay, so that's good for me. we'll take that. The Draco Meteor is pretty free here. So this is where the situation gets interesting in terms of what do I click here. Iron Valiant, I do have a good answer in Clefable. So I could Volt Switch to protect against that. I think he kind of wants to protect against Draco. I kind of want to Volt Switch, because if he goes into Iron Valiant, then I get a really good turn for Cyclizar coming up here. And if he goes Sandy Shocks, then I kind of just go sack Meowscarada, and I'm okay with that. Yeah, I think that's kind of how I want to play this in this spot. So I'm gonna Volt Switch here. If he goes Sandy Shocks, he goes Sandy Shocks. He's gonna stay in. Oh, that's not good. And I was faster. Wow, he has like no speed on this, so he's got a lot of bulk here in this specific Pokemon. That is not. Yeah, that's really bulky. Yeah, so he's probably like no. He's probably no special attack. I guess I have to sack this thing. This thing's got to go, unfortunately. Goodbye. Yes, Grata. It's really tough to have to sack this Pokemon early because I think this Pokemon had some value. But the Hurricane is going to be fine. Alright, so that's unfortunate. I'm surprised Hero stayed in there. And certainly with the damage now. Well, at this point, something's catching Cyclizar here. Something's getting Cyclizar because this Pokemon gets bodied. But it doesn't even kill. Oh my god. This doesn't even kill. Oh wait, Tera Normal. Duh. Yeah, Tera Normal definitely puts this in a body bag. So it's time to bring in Cyclizar. Cyclizar is about to start running some damage up here. In this game, I think that's even in range of non-Terra. I don't think he can stay in. I think that, you know, he kind of has to go Metagross here. Let's see what the Metagross calcs look like. Like, he can take, yeah, Double Edge into U-turn is going to do a lot of damage here. Even Double Edge into Knockoff. I could get really aggressive and play for the Knockoff, and I kind of think I do want to do that. Hurricane is a kill here, but Terra Normal Double Edge is just so telegraphed that I think I kind of just go for the Knockoff here. I also knock off a Life Orb if he elects to stay in. And I am going to stay in Dragon form because of as a result of this, in case he stays into Volt Switch or something, or U-turn, or anything like that. I don't have to change my type just yet. I don't have a reason to reveal it where I'm not clicking Double Edge. And he's going to withdraw. Nice. Okay, perfect. Really, really crucial. And if he goes into Surge Shockington, okay, that makes sense. So big kill here for Cyclizar, picking up his first bag of the season. We don't actually have to reveal anything to do this, which is nice. And we get to see what his answer is to this Pokemon. He was Rindo Berry actually for the lead. That makes sense. That was kind of what I was thinking, going for the when he kind of set up the hazards. Or the T-Wave. I was kind of expecting some sort of lure lead. So a little bit unfortunate Triple Axle didn't kill. Might want to look at the calcs after to see what I was missing on the attack there. Because I don't think I had necessarily considered maybe against max HP, but I don't think there was the biggest chance in the world to get that KO. Either way. Alright, let's see what Tira wants to go into now. It's got to be something that outspeed this, because he's got no good answers to this Pokemon. It's probably got to be Metagross. I think Metagross is potentially Kirby 2015. What is this? A Samurott Hisui. Okay. So this is probably some sort of... this can't be a Choice Scarfer. I don't see how this makes sense as a Choice Scarfer in this specific situation. So if he's like Jolly, Choice Scarf... If he's Adamant, Choice Scarf, like a Razor Shell is killing here, but I just don't see that being the situation in this spot. But I have no reason to risk it. Let me make sure I click the right button. I have no reason to risk it with the Okie Dokie in the back. I can just be super conservative with this Pokemon. This Cyclizar is just so crucial to this matchup that I can afford to not use U-turn here in case he is Choice Scarf. He's going to double here. Wow. That is... If I U-turn there... so he's going to bring a Hunter P2. Let's see what this is. Probably Iron... Metagross. Metagross is tough. That's a good position to get that Metagross in. I am not in a good spot now. Positioning this Metagross is really crucial for him this entire game. It can take really good advantage of most of my team. How do I go about this now? I have to preserve this Pokemon. I can go into this. This is my Valiant check though. I don't think an Earthquake is coming out here. I think it's certainly a Psychic Fangs. Cyclizar, does this live? This takes so much from Adamant. I kind of have to go. I don't think he Meteor Mashes. I think that would be a really aggressive play. I think I just have to go into Raging Bolt. I just don't like the position. If I U-turn, then I think I'm in an okay position because I can knock up with Cyclizar, but not have to switch into a hit from this Pokemon, which is just super, super tough. And he just goes for the Psychic Fangs anyway, so I can't live that. I do get to judge damage off of that on Raging Bolt. So that did about 1... That's not Adamant. 150. That's like Jolly, actually. That's like really bulky, actually. So what is... Like, do I live Earthquake from this spot? Yeah, I always live Earthquake from this set. Like realistically, I always live Earthquake here. So I can just go for the Volt Switch, actually, in this spot and be perfectly fine with that. It's not the best in the world. I'm even faster than this, too. Alright, this is like Assault Vest, probably, if it's taking that much damage. I still don't have a good switch in for this, either. Yeah, that looks like really much like Assault Vest, but I'm picking up damage for Palafin. And is this the opportunity to get Palafin in here? Is this an opportunity to get Palafin in here? I don't think I can risk it on this spot. Like, I just don't think I can. I'm just gonna go into this Pokemon here. I think this is my best way to take an Earthquake, because I do have the... Yeah, perfect. I do have the Regenerator to get that HP back, and I can put this in range. The question is, so I can put this in range. What is this its best attack against me? No, because it can Psychic Fangs. Like, it's super low. Like, it's just max kind of, really. Psychic Fangs has like a good chance to kill. If I like knock off, then it's definitely killing. If I U-turn, I really have to play around this efficiently. I think I'm just going to U-turn off on this Pokemon. I just want to put it in range of +1 Jet Punch. Primarily, this is like horrible the way I have to play around this Pokemon. I really don't like that this is the sequencing of this situation, but I kind of don't really have another great way to do this. Because I can take a Psychic Fangs here, and then I can just go for a Discharge and try to get a Para or something. Yeah, he goes for Psychic Fangs here. And now I know I'm faster. This chip was really, really unfortunate, and I don't have a great switch into Braviary now, but I am opening up my end game here for Palafin, which is kind of what matters the most in this spot. Question here is, do I Discharge? Discharge doesn't really do enough that it matters. I can save this. The problem is with Hurricane now is I'm taking enough damage. I can actually just use this as a secondary check for that. So I'm just going to Discharge here and try to get as much damage as I can. Get a little Parahax while I'm at it. Little Parahax never hurt anybody. There we go. That's what I liked. Finally, something happened positive in my season. Yeah, let's go. Okay. You know what? I feel bad for Tiro because he's been getting unfortunate all season, and the way that I'm playing is not necessarily the best, but I'm kind of okay with how this is going if this is how things are going to work out, and I can get into a situation where I can bring in probably Cyclizar actually to Double Edge after this. What is the calc on Double Edge from normal against this? I really have to get it a lot lower than this. So I think from here I just discharge again and see if I get another Para. Another Para would be pretty epic here. He's just going to EQ. Okay. So that's perfectly fine. I do have to sack Raging Bolt. I'm not a big fan of that. I had to trade so much damage to deal with this Metagross in this situation. But here now I can actually just Jet Punch with this. How much does the Baby Form do? Baby Form does enough to kill actually, and this is my opportunity to get this thing cooking. So let's bring in Baby Finn. Yeah, because this Baby Finn does about 20%, 16 to 20% to max HP, which is what looks like this is probably. I can just switch out here to be safe though. Then I have to take unnecessary. I just go into this. Because he probably just attacks again and I can just knock off and preserve my Palafin. This is probably unnecessary damage, and I'm probably being really, really paranoid with my Palafin win condition here, but I think I have to be. To be honest, I think I have to be very, very mindful of that. And I have a chance. I have a 50-50 here to get into Paralyze. I need knockoffs. Knockoff is a lot of damage, and that Life Orb knockoff is a little bit frustrating, but I do get to knock off of my own here now. Yeah, I'm just gonna knock off here. I have no reason to Tera either, so I'm just gonna knock off, get my damage. And he does Para because he does get the Para. I don't think Bullet Punch is killing there. It might have actually. That might have been just like a brain damage moment, and I just got bailed out there like massively, just playing like a bozo. Okay, that was like just ridiculous what I did to get around that, and that's just like not an optimal gameplay by me, kind of in any sense of the world. But I haven't revealed my Tera yet, which is nice. And I did preserve my Okie Dokie out of that. I preserved my Okie Dokie and my Clefable, which are both very, very good here. And I still have this to check the Braviary, which is nice. It's still going to do a lot of damage to Braviary. And I have my big form Palafin here, which is nice. I've got a little chip on the Serena. Valiant is still a threat. But with Clefable in the back, I'm feeling okay about that. I think here I have the U-turn, though, if he brings in Samurott. He scared me out last time. I can't show fear this time. The question is, how do I play around the rest of what he's doing? This is a really good game. I'm feeling a little bit better about how I played this one than the past ones, which is good, because that's been a concern of mine the last few games, is I haven't been playing confident. Iron Valiant. Let's see. Booster speed. Booster speed. Okay. So my Clefable is designed to take this on every time from this position, so I'm going to just go into this Pokemon. I don't have a reason to sack off my Cyclizar just yet. Cyclizar still has value in this game. My Moonblast is set to kill 60 HP Iron Valiant in this spot. I'm going to get the Choice Specs calc out here, because Choice Specs Moonblast is going to do a lot of damage, but if I know that, then I can play around that. That's the only move, that's the only click here that's really punishing for me, is Choice Specs Moonblast. Alright, let's see, is it Choice Specs? Oh, it's not, it can't be Choice Specs Moonblast, obviously. He has the move. He has the booster item. Okay, this Moonblast is very, very free here. I had no reason not to click this Moonblast here. This Moonblast should kill every time, as I said, to 60 HP. To 60 HP Iron Valiant with the investment that we have. And he is just going to switch up because of that. That's perfect. That's perfect. Really need this. He's going to go into Braviary here. He's going to take a lot of damage here. Drop that special attack. No special attack drop is unfortunate. This now does get checked by Cyclizar. Actually, I am doing a lot of damage with Cyclizar to the Iron Valiant now. And with with the normal typing, I can't get prioritied out of the air, which is nice. Alright, let's see. We know he's like basically like 0 speed on this thing. Clefable, I kind of want to preserve this Pokemon. I'm never outspeeding this. I don't have a switch in though, so I kind of have to, I mean, I can play for the miss, I guess. If he misses, I'd probably like to Moonlight. No, if he misses, I just Moonblast here. I need Tera Blast. Okay. I actually probably have a decent chance to live this, actually. I think. Probably not. Oh, I do live. Okay, nice. That's actually huge here. So I do get a big hit off there. And now, nice. I don't have to risk. I don't have to double edge here with my Cyclizar. Where's my opportunity to get a bulk up? It's on the Samurott. I have to get an opportunity to get this thing in on the Samurott. Do I have any reason? What do I do here? I think I just sack this off now and I play. I'll knock off just in case knockoff is in range. In case he decides to Hurricane there for whatever reason. Alright, goodbye Clefable. But it is time for Cyclizar to come back in and pick up another kill here. I'd like to see the U-turn calc to decide if I can go for that here. U-turn does enough here. Yeah, against max HP. Yeah, this is a lot lower than I thought it was, actually, when I clicked that. So let's go to the U-turn. We don't have to reveal normal anyway. Is there a reason? We could switch into Moonblast, I guess, if we Tera normal. Actually, at this spot, which is kind of nice, I think at this point there's no reason to sandbag the Tera. I think at this point, so let's just Tera normal, and let's get the U-turn off, as that allows us to potentially switch into a Moonblast if we have to in the very, very late game. And there we go. Another kill for Cyclizar on the board. And let's see what comes in. Let's see what comes in. So it's special booster energy, which is interesting. What do we, how do we bait? What do we want to bait here and bring in? I think we bring in Ogie Dogie. What is the Ogie Dogie versus the Iron Valiant looking like right now? Psychic is killing. The question is if he's Psychic or Size Shock in this spot. I think I kind of bring this in here. He knows I am Rocky Helmet though. But I mean, if he goes Psychic move, I don't have another play. So I think he probably just brings in Iron Valiant. If he has Psychic, then I go into Cyclizar, deal a lot of damage, and then I probably try to set up for a win from there. I guess I could have brought in Palafin, and I can't Palafin bulk up. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Against Iron Valiant, yeah, it's just not a winning play. Can I bulk up on the Serena? I could potentially bulk up on the Serena. I just need a little bit of chip. I think I have enough chip to just Ice Punch the Serena, to be perfectly. He brings in Hammerrot here, which is interesting. Maybe trying to deny my bulk up, but if I get a low sweep, this sets up his speed to actually be like perfect for a Palafin setup here, which is actually super crucial. So I'm just gonna low sweep this thing. He's just gonna flip turn. Okay. If he goes into something like the Iron Valiant and he goes to minus speed here, what happens? That should put in range of Cyclizar here from Terra Normal. This is never... This might be... Hold on. Oh my god, I'm 1 point away from outspeeding if he crept what he thought I was going to creep. Wow, that's actually so unfortunate here in this spot. I'm just going to Poison Fang though. I think Palafin has this in the back now. I do think we actually have this with Palafin. Like, all we need to do... Oh, he's going to switch! Whoa! What is... I think Tiro's potentially overplaying this. I think Tiro might be overplaying this. Or is he just trying to get as much chip as possible? I think Tiro's potentially overplaying this. Just like a little bit. Because Cyclizar should be enough. Surely I'm just going to Poison Fang again. Oh, that doesn't kill. But he's probably going to... get the poison's fine. He's probably going to U-turn though. He's Synthesis, but he's poisoned now. Okay, I think I kind of see what he's doing here. He's trying to stall out this Ogie Dogie. Because there's no difference between these two moves in this spot, so he can just kind of Synthesis forever. But he has to kill me eventually. Yeah, because he's going to gain a little bit, but he has 8. I guess I could have knocked off at some point. But I can just bring Cyclizar. No, but he's going to be... This is really tough. I don't like the spot I've ended up in here at the end. I just have to keep this in range of Ice Punch. And then maybe I can just win with Cyclizar at the end. I mean, I'm just going to keep attacking. I probably should have knocked off at some point here in this sequence. Yeah, I should have knocked off at the start of this sequence, I think. Because then this becomes like really free for me to do, yeah. The fact that he's doing this... I don't even live one with Palafin here. I mean, he's going to die to Ice Punch, assuredly here. This is just not a productive way to go about this, unfortunately. A crit here would be kind of nice, but I don't think... Yeah, I'm not going to get it. He should still be in range of... Yeah, because of the Toxic, he's in range of Cyclizar here. So Terra Normal Cyclizar still kind of goes in with Double Edge from this position. So I guess we're just going to click Double Edge a bunch of times and then clean up with Jet Punch at the end. I maybe should have knocked up at the end too, but this is fine. I don't think the HP on this really matters because I'm outspeeding the Iron Valiant, which is what's probably the first response to this Pokemon. And if he brings in Samurott, then a U-turn on that Pokemon every time. Okay, perfect. Another Cyclizar kill. Cyclizar actually in its bag today, getting so many kills. And then he probably brings in Cyclizar or Samurott. So he brings in Samurott. What's Iron? The +1 on Jet Punch doesn't matter in this spot. I can live a Thunderbolt actually from Valiant. I think I'm still okay. I think I'm still okay here. I think I just Cyclizar. I think I just kill the rest of his Pokemon. Try to deal as much damage with this as possible. Well, him going this first is perfect. Him going this first is just like exactly what I kind of need in this spot. Because I don't think, at this point I just don't overplay into this, and I just double edge for maximum damage. I mean, I'm outspeeding every set that this thing has. Yeah, I'm not speed tie, he's already used his booster, and we just double edge. Vacuum Wave here is pretty good. Ah, that's so dumb. Yeah, I should have. Yeah, I guess Vacuum Wave is unfortunate. There's not much I could do about that in that spot, though. Well, it's Jet Punch time. I do outspeed every single Samurott set. So I think I should still be fine here. I really think I'm still fine here with the Drain Punch. Because I should take enough to outlive and live any jolly hit. Alright, well, I mean, my only play is the Jet Punch here. He probably has Thunderbolt, yeah. I live this. Oh my god, that did so much damage. Do I even live the Vacuum Wave now? Oh, this is just unfortunate. I do live the Vacuum Wave, oh my goodness. So I think I still have this, potentially. I'm getting back 40. I think I still have this. Wow, this was, oh my god, the nerves are high. Yeah, my creep is exactly to Samurott here. Unless if he's Choice Scarf, he's Choice Scarf. That's cracked, but I don't think he is. I mean, my play is Drain Punch here. Drain Punch has a chance to kill, but it brings me out of potential range of most Leafless Edges here. I do outspeed. Oh my god, and I get the kill. Wow, what a game, man. What a game. We needed a game like this to get back into this season. Really, really good game, Tero. That was a massive game. And that potentially kickstarts our season here. 1-4. We got one on the board. That's all we needed. That's all we needed for today. I was a little nervous coming into this game because it's been a crazy hectic day at work. Just a lot going on. The stress was high, and I was worried the stress was going to lead into this game, but I think we managed that one well enough. So, good game to Tero. Next week we play against Goldoa. I haven't played against Goldoa, surprisingly enough. I've been in the community with him for a long time, kind of beside, around TTM and stuff like that. So super excited to get a chance to play him. That's all we have for today, and I'll see you next time. All right, someone can undeafen me now.